What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome to the Totally Cool channel. You're in for a treat. This is the first of two parts. We're reviewing the same toy made by two different manufacturers. Very rare that we have the opportunity to see how two different companies have a take on the same character. Now, if you would recall, if you dig deep into our library of videos that we posted a few years ago, a year ago, I don't know when, we came out with Quicksilver from RamenToy. So this episode will be the RamenToy version of MonStar. Now, we still have the Super 7 Quicksilver, which we have yet to do a review, and we will do that in 2 or 3 episodes from now. We'll also do a comparison with the RamenToy. Not that it's going to be much of a comparison because just watch that video. I'll put the link in the description below. That was one of the disastrous videos, one of the most disastrous toy reviews we've ever had in a while. If not the first one. And I think it set the tone. I think it set the tone for SilverHawks. I hope it's not bad omen. I hope we end on a good note when we're done reviewing the Super 7 SilverHawks collection. But like I said, let's go back to the star of the show. The MonStar of the show is none other than the cybernetic monstrosity that is MonStar. MonStar is the head of the Limbo mob for over 300 years. So he's lived for over 300 years. Uses the light of Limbo's MonStar. So it's a moon and a star. That's why he's MonStar. And he's a monster. His strength is then many times greater than his normal form and utilizes the jets on his elbows to fly through space. SilverHawks are aiming to get him back into the notorious Penal Planet 10. MonStar will enjoy that battle. In fact, first episode of SilverHawks, first couple of episodes of SilverHawks was him escaping because he was able to get a glimmer of the light coming from the MonStar of Limbo. You're familiar with what he's saying, MonStar of Limbo. That's the best rendition. That's the best interpretation that I have. With him is Sky Shadow, red-skinned gargoyle that was converted to a cyborg. The cyborg modification allowed Sky Shadow to fly in and out of a planet's atmosphere, across the space of Limbo, and send transmissions of what he sees back to the Limbo mob. So he's kind of like a spy. In combat, he attacks with red lasers from his eyes, attacks with his jaws and the claws built into his wings. So that's Sky Shadow. We actually got a glimpse of Sky Shadow when we reviewed MonStar, the humanoid form, last week. That's pre-conversion MonStar. So, without further ado, let's get into the box. So, yeah, that's a nice picture. MonStar, just the outline of his face. The outline of his face is just enough to give you a scare. It says bonus display stand for Quicksilver included. Why did they not include display stand for Quicksilver with Quicksilver? I don't know. Beats me. Weird. So that's MonStar. Yeah. MonStar. You've got MonStar action figure with Sky Shadow. Item SH02, probably SilverHawks. SH stands for SilverHawks. 02, the second figure. Okay, and the back. And that's where you see MonStar with his jet elbows. Where's my cutter? There you go. Alright. Okay, so now that we've seen the box, there's also a very small window up here. I think we'll open him from the bottom for a change. Okay. It says here RamenToy. By the way, it says RamenToy and Super 7. So it's probably a collaboration between RamenToy and Super 7, but it's a totally different take. And I'll show you that next week when tune in for our episode next week when we jump into MonStar, the Super 7 release. Okay. I'm gonna make a mess out of this. I don't know why. Why is it so hard to open? Let's try it from the top. Maybe it's supposed to be open from the top. Who opens it from the bottom anyway? Just me, making a fool of myself. So there you go. Easier. Drum roll. Or what passes for a drum roll. Okay. Slowly. Oh. Okay. The thing about Super 7, SilverHawks, or whatever, is that they can get to you. When you open the box, when you see it, it gets you. Like all revved up and wow, this is the bomb. Then, from very, very sad experience, that's as far as it goes. So this is the stand. Quicksilver's got a triangular stand for SilverHawks. So it's a two-part clamshell. Right off the bat, this is pretty heavy. Pretty heavy, okay? Pretty heavy. I think it's mostly the action figure. So they did not scrimp on the plastic on this one. So let's do this first. Let's do the back clamshell first. They did not scrimp on this. You've got the nice signature weapon of MonStar on the left side, and I'm pretty sure he has the correct hands to grip it. You have an alternate head, and then you have two other hands. Okay, this is the gripping hand. This is the closed fist, and these are, I think, his elbow jet blast effects. Okay, now when I say they didn't scrimp on the plastic, they didn't, because this is a two-part clamshell. One to keep the figure and one to keep it in place. So put that aside. On second thought, let's see if we can get the weapon out. Okay, let's see if we can get the weapon out. See, that's why they needed this one, because if it just jumps, the whole thing goes into the other pockets. So that's another MonStar head. I don't know what makes it different. Oh, this one does not have. Oh, this one is closed mouth. This one is closed mouth. Okay? The one on him right now is open mouth. So this is the blaster. Looks like a cross between a sniper rifle and a I don't know. It's not an automatic rifle. So blast effects. Oh yeah. Okay, pretty sturdy. You don't see the paint transfer. Okay. Two of them. All right. Okay. Step that aside. Let's get into the actual figure. So this is just two pieces. You've got MonStar and you've got Sky Shadow. I wonder how Sky Shadow, how articulated Sky Shadow is. Let's see how many points of articulation. It's easy to open, so I'd give it that. And there's also an extra layer of plastic on both Sky Shadow and MonStar to prevent it from scuffing against this one. So let's do Sky Shadow first. Sky Shadow. Oh, he's sandwiched between two layers of plastic. This one and this one, so he doesn't scuff on both. Okay, pretty good. All right. Okay, so he stands. Does the leg move? No, the leg does not move. Okay, the leg does not move. He's just gonna stand there. I don't know. Tallyhawk was able to stand on Quicksilver's arm through magnet. I don't know if this one has that, but we'll see. You do have some form of articulation on the wings, so they go up and down. Okay, they go up and down. They twist a little bit. You know, they go around. They go forward and backward a little bit, but very limited. It goes up like that. Yeah. He goes like this. He goes up. Yeah, that's as far as he goes. Down, that's as far as he goes. Okay? So let's put him back here. Not disappointed with Sky Shadow, to be honest. Compared to the Sky Shadow from the other MonStar, was just sitting still like, you know, lame duck. He's a gargoyle, but he looks like a bat. And he's got crab claws. Okay? So, for the big bad, ooh, that's heavy. That's heavy. No, I mean, that's not heavy, like heavy. It's pretty heavy. Okay. Pretty solid. Pretty solid figure. Okay. And off the gate. That's where he, okay. Pleasant surprise. Pleasant surprise. I thought he was not going to stand, but he just did. Just have to jimmy the legs a little bit to give him a sort of a nice base. And he's okay, but let's see. Let's give him the rocking test. Oh. Earthquake, MonStar. No. He's okay. He's okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty cool. Okay. I love the paint job. I have to say this. Before I go into the articulation review, I love the paint job. It's just nice and glossy. It's like if Iron Man and Mumra, the monster, had a kid. This is how he would look. I don't know why they would have a kid, but I'm just saying. So you got all these spiky things. And now, it's not kid-friendly. You know, let's look at the box and it says, how old are you if you're supposed to pick? Recommended for ages 14 and above, not for children under 3 years. Duh. I mean, if you have a kid swallow this guy's head up, major surgery. I know of a little girl in Singapore who could probably do that and give his parents a heart attack. I'm not saying who. Anyway, okay, let's do the articulation test. Okay. Oh, nice. So there is the movement at the base of the skull, and there's also the movement of the neck. The neck twists. See? Even the neck. So now it can bob up and down. Yeah, so the neck move like that. See the movement? Not just the neck, but the base of the skull too. So the head turns and the neck turns from the shoulder, or as it's attached to the torso. Cool. I didn't see that before. I've never seen that in any action figure before. Okay, do the shoulder test. He's got nice, huge shoulder pads, because he was from the 80s, and they loved shoulder pads in the 80s. Okay, it flips up. Most of these are ball and socket joints, so it goes up. So I assume that the reason why it goes up is because so the arms can go up as well. So it goes full 90 degrees, okay, and then it goes forward and backward. I love the accent. I never thought I'd say that about a SilverHawks figure, but you know, I've had some bad experience. Trust issues. Okay, the bicep twist is also good. The joints are tight enough to maintain a pose, but they're loose enough. They're also loose to the point that you can move them around. So the elbow, it's just a single jointed elbow, and then you have the arm, the wrist. Does it change? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there's one limitation. The wrist is not as flexible, but it goes around. Okay. Same for the other shoulder. Torso, okay, very limited ab crunch, very limited because of the armor, understandable. Now the waist is where most of the Super 7 figures just fall flat. And the waist is also where SilverHawks RamenToy Quicksilver fell apart. Literally fell apart, like he was cut in half. This one, it doesn't have much of a waist twist. So maybe that's the reason why he doesn't fall apart. Okay, leg, okay, pretty good, solid. How does it go to the back? Okay, the back is also good, doesn't have a big bum on him. The knees are also nice, double jointed, but very limited because of big calves, all right? The big calves, and then you have, okay, this is a nice point of articulation. Just focus on the foot, and you see that there is a movement at the ball of the feet. It goes up. So the ankle twists forward and backward, and also does a little roll, but it can do this. So it can pose like this, and it would still have a solid base. Ideally, yeah. Ideally. There you go. Okay. It's really because of the weight that he's not as stable, but I'm shocked. He's shocked that he could stand that way. Pretty cool. I love it. This pose is just fantastic. I mean, a figure of this heft, of this weight, is not supposed to have this much balance, but it does. Probably because of that hinge on the foot. Let's see if we can get him back to normal. Yeah. Okay, the hip joints are now starting to come loose. But just work with me. Come on, man, work with me. And the knee joint is kind of loose. But it's okay. I'm already pleasantly surprised. Okay, let's have him stand up. Normal. Like normal. Now, okay, he's good. He's done great so far. Let's do the magnet test if he does have a magnet. No, this is just plastic. Too much to hope for. But I want to try something, and I want to see how that would take this over the top and make this probably the best SilverHawks figure that we've ever reviewed and probably we've ever had. And we'll do the hand swap test. Okay, because a lot of these hand swaps, a lot of these part swaps have resulted into a major problem because it's so hard to remove, easy to remove, how to put it back in, how to put the other, pretty good. I may just keep this guy. You know, seriously, I may just keep him. Okay, so that falls flat. How am I supposed to? So he's got too excited too soon. Okay, let's see. He's supposed to hold his blaster, okay, his rifle. Oh, so that's how you do it. It's a two-part weapon. Okay, it's a two-part weapon. You remove the handle, you stick it underneath. I think you're supposed to stick it underneath. Okay. Okay. I got too excited too soon. I can't. There you go. Yeah. Takes a little patience, but it's getting there. Come on, come on. I got too excited too soon. Yeah. Sheesh. Okay. He works as long as you don't put the weapon on him or you don't try to equip him with the weapon. Anyway, yikes. Okay. See, that's the problem with me. I get too excited too quickly, and then I just get my heart broken. Buy a toy. Buy a toy. Okay. So let's keep him this way. There's one other thing I want to try. I don't know if this is gonna. I don't know if this is possible. Where do you put his blast effects? Because these are supposed to go under his elbow, on his elbow. Okay. Okay, so there is a port hidden in the arm, in the forearm. Just pull that, and there's a peg that you stick in. I don't know if this is gonna work because something is blocking it. Let's see. Let's see how you go. Let's see, brother. Let's see. Okay. Now be very careful. Nah. Okay. It was supposed to get in there, but it doesn't have enough clearance. Oh, man. Just when I thought it was fun. See, this part is blocking this part. So it just can't go in all the way. So you don't, I don't know. Now, okay, he's supposed to be able to stand with use his elbow thrusters. But let's see if the other one works. Come on, man, didn't you even try this? This is a production issue. Well, okay, a lot of promise, a lot of excitement, falls flat again. Okay, let's be fair. Let's be fair. As a figure, pretty good, pretty solid, still pretty good. I wouldn't take away from it. You know, it's just that the other accessories are supposed to work with it, doesn't. So that's a major bummer. Let's do a toy review. Okay. Again, out of the box, first impression out of the box or even inside the box, pretty cool. Pretty cool. He is the exact shade of red that I thought MonStar should be. You have the muscle tone, you have the armor, you have the spiky head, and you have the spikes on the hands to make him look menacing enough to really go against and, you know, make you believe that for 300 years he lorded over the mob as their, you know, leader. For 300 years, you know, hard thing to do, especially amongst criminals. So he did rule it with fear and with ferocity, and this look gives you that feeling. Okay? Price point, yeah. This guy's cheaper than his Super 7 Ultimate's counterpart. So he's not as expensive. And for the quality, for this build, I'd say it's worth what you pay for it. I don't know if there's still any available in the market now, but I got this on the cheap. I got this on pre-order. So it's okay. Paint, construction, except for this whole elbow rocket thing, which I'm still gonna try to figure out because I'm not 100% sold that they would just put blast effects and not try if it's gonna plug in. So I'll try that and put some comments in the comment section, see how that turns out. But that's a flaw. Overall, the construction is pretty sturdy. Again, the way it stands, the way you can make it move, the other poses that you can put it through, the fact that it not fall apart and, you know, break in half like Quicksilver is already a plus for me. Probably because I started with low expectations. But overall shelf appeal, yeah. I could see putting this on my desk. Just MonStar of Limbo. Anyway, yeah, pretty good. Authenticity, faithfulness to the original material, yeah, it's way up there. It's way up there. It probably, again, out of all the SilverHawk figures that we've reviewed, this is the first time I got really excited, and that excitement carried through. Except for a couple of downsides, it's not a totally bad figure. Okay, so let's do an overall rating. Is it cool? Is it not cool? Is it totally cool? I'd be in the middle. I'd say it's cool. It's cool. Cool enough to earn a place on our shelf and on your shelf if you ever find one. If you're a SilverHawks fan, I can't say you'd rather have this than this one because we have not done a review on this one. Wait for the comparison next week where we do a side-by-side. We do a detail and a side-by-side on the same episode. But in the meantime, as far as this figure alone, I don't regret having it. I'm actually thinking about not selling it or not giving it away. I've thought about giving away the entire collection, but this one has made me have second thoughts about that course of action. But anyway, so that being said, this is a cool figure to have. I suggest you go for it if you have it, if it's available and you want it. I wouldn't stand in your way. So with that, we thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to hit like, smash that subscribe button, click the bell button so that you can get notified for future episodes. We're also on TikTok and Facebook, so follow us there. Remember, guys, toys are not just cool. They're totally cool. So happy collecting. Bye-bye.